Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about 20 most brutal prisons in the world. In movies, we see prisons are quite a nice place with televisions, ping pong tables, and good food. But in reality, there are some prisons that can be called just hell on earth. You can think that prisoners should think before committing a crime, but if you think carefully, you will see that most of these hell-like prisons are not in democratic, fair trial countries. So get ready to know about 20 most infamous prisons in the world. Number 1. ADX Florence Supermax Prison, Colorado. This prison was built to ensure the security of staffs and guards from the prisoners' attack. Prisoners are kept isolated from the staff and they can't go anywhere. As a result, they suffer from psychological torture and some of them commit suicide. Number 2. Alcatraz, San Francisco, California. The Rock, or Devil's Island, was built in the 1920s. It was designed in such a way that escaping from here is impossible. Here the prisoners are kept contactless with the outer world. Abusive and arrogant guards compel them remain quite silent. They are not allowed to talk with each other and even show their emotions. Number 4. Black Beach Prison, Malabo, Equatorial, Guinea. This prison is infamous for human rights offenses, guard brutality, malnutrition, overcrowding, and rat infestations. Prisoners die here from chronic diseases and who don't die live in constant fear of torture and prolonged lashing. Number 5. Butyrka Prison, Moscow, Russia. The Central Transit Prison of Moscow is well known for its beastliness. During the Great Purge, about 20,000 prisoners were there and 1,000 of them were executed after investigations. When the prisoners tried to protest against anything, the authority coerced them. Here 100 people are kept in one cell where the capacity is only for 10. In summer, it is hot like hell and has a problem with pestilence such as AIDS and tuberculosis. Number 5. Butyrka Prison, Moscow, Russia. The Central Transit Prison of Moscow is well known for its beastliness. During the Great Purge, about 20,000 prisoners were there and 1,000 of them were executed after investigations. When the prisoners tried to protest against anything, the authority coerced them. Here 100 people are kept in one cell where the capacity is only for 10. In summer, it is hot like hell and has a problem with pestilence such as AIDS and tuberculosis. Number 6. Camp 1391, Northern Israel. Camp 1391 is an Israel Defense Forces prison camp. High-risk prisoners are kept here and it is about an hour's drive from Tel Aviv. Before 2003, this prison's existence was totally unknown to the public. Recently, Israel's Supreme Court commanded the release of some news about the prison. Number 7. Diyarbakır Prison, Turkey. This prison is one of the most sadistic and forbidding penal institutions. This is infamous for human rights violation. Inmates here suffer brutal physical and mental torture. Its unlivable conditions, sexual abuse of prisoners made it hell for the prisoners. To escape from this situation, prisoners try to commit suicide, hunger strikes, and even set themselves on fire. Number 8. El Rodeo, Guatire, Venezuela. During the regime of Hugo Chavez, crime rates skyrocketed and the Venezuelan prisons were filled with about 50,000 prisoners. On 12 June 2011, two rival gangs attacked each other that resulted in a bloodbath and siege that prolonged for a whole month. Number 9. Gitarama Central Prison, Rwanda. Gitarama Prison is the hell on earth. Here 4 men live for a square yard in the roofless brick box. It was first designed to house 400 people, but in the wake of the Rwandan genocide, the inmates number became 7,000 in the mid-1990s. The prisoners stand cramped here under any type of weather. They suffer from dysentery and gangrene. They even eat each other's flesh out of mere desperation. Number 10. Gldani Prison, Tbilisi, Georgia. For its zero-tolerance policy, Georgia has the lowest criminal activities in Europe. But here in prison, tuberculosis epidemics, brutal treatment of prisoners, and aggressive sexual harassment cause many inmates to die, especially in Gldani. Number 11. Kamiti Maximum Security Prison, Nairobi, Kenya. Located on a 1,200 acre of land, this prison is infamous for the unspeakable dirtiness. Here you will see sodomy, lashing of prisoners to death, malnutrition, cholera, and ulcers. Actually, this place is not less than hell anyway. Number 12. La Sante, Paris. Though La Sante means health, this prison is not good for prisoners' mental and physical health, as they have to live here in miserable condition in overcrowded concrete cells with mice and lice. Its violent torture chamber can make any person lose his sanity. In 2002, 122 inmates committed suicide, and in 2003, 73 and more. Most of them have done it by shallowing drain cleaner. Number 13. Montelupich Prison, Krakow, Germany. This is one of the worst Nazi prisons, and it is located in Poland. It was used to house victims of the Gestapo street raids, British and Russian emissaries, and political prisoners during World War II. From 1940 to 1944, about 50,000 prisoners were kept tortured here. After World War II, it became a Soviet prison. It became a Soviet prison where Polish soldiers from the Home Army were tortured and killed by the NKVD. Number 14. Nairobi Prison, Kenya. It was built in 1911 for only 800 prisoners, but in 2003 the number became 3,000. No wonder it is one of the most overcrowded prisons on earth. This overpopulation results in problems with hygiene, sanitation, and general living conditions where it's impossible to remain healthy physically and mentally. Number 15. Petak Island Prison, White Lake, Russia. This prison is the Russian version of Alcatraz prison. This prison is isolated by the White Lake and was made to house the most dangerous criminals. Though there is no fear of violence from the guards or their inmates, their isolated life without any lavatories or washing facilities, encircled by freezing cold water and snow, make them mentally vanquished. Number 16. Rikers Island Prison, New York. It is one of America's most infamous prisons. It is well known for lashing, stabbing, and beastly treatment by not only guards but also prisoners who are deployed as enforcers by the guards. Its brutality got media attention when an 18-year-old inmate was lashed senseless with a billy club by other teenage prisoners. Here, mentally ill prisoners are treated cruelly and eventually they commit suicide. Number 17. San Juan de Lurigancho, Lima, Peru. It is the most notorious prison in South America. It was made to house 2,500 prisoners, but now there are about 7,000 prisoners. Here, selling anything by prisoners is possible. They sell gadgets, DVDs, and everything sellable, including drugs. Cockfighting is a common thing here, and visiting prostitutes are known as nurses. Prisoners wander here and there and commit murder and other types of crimes here. Number 18. San Quentin Prison, California. It is the oldest prison in California. It got started in July 1852 and both male and female prisoners were confined here. In 1930s, crime was unopposed here and interracial riots were pretty common among the inmates, and this was encouraged by the guards. Number 19. Stanley Prison, Hong Kong. This prison was built in 1937 and it is one of the 6 most secured places in Hong Kong. People were executed here before the Hong Kong government prohibited capital punishment in 1990. From 1946 to 1966, about 122 prisoners were executed here. It was used formerly as the Stanley International Camp during the Japanese occupation. At that time, about 600 people were tortured and killed brutally here. And number 20. Vladimir Central Prison, Russia. This prison was built in 1783 and it got notoriety in the Soviet Union era for housing political prisoners. Now this overpopulated and disease-infested prison is infamous for the brutal abuse the prisoners receive from the guards. Prisoners are beaten severely here and as a result, some of them die. Sometimes they are ordered to beat each other even. So that's all about today everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself and bye-bye.